as we go in the Sweat Lord lobby. Because I guess that's what we're doing today. You know it's the real gamer lobby when there are more spectators than players. And I'm not talking about on the stream. We'll see how it goes. Even the promise of free beer. Not enough. Wait, how do you get 20 people to agree to a rehost in a lobby of 15 people? Does that also include the spectators? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the math works out on that one. Anyways. Unfortunately, no Legion, of course. Not with the Sweat Lords. Should we pick front or possibly front? Maybe the front is where we need to go. Turn off the stream. Choose a starting location. I think we'll go front. That's my plan. What is the wind here? Good enough. It drops to 2. Not gonna risk it. units. Is there any metal in these? No. So the ticks begin. I'm just gonna lock it down. Feels bad. But am I safe enough to go for this? We will see.
New units received.
Well, thank you.
Low power. Construct additional energy. New units received.
As long as he's just chasing, that's fine by me. Sending.
Your dedication will be
Can we
rewarded.
keep it moving? Oops. No touching. He's really up there. Oh, he's just beating him down. Just dodge, bro.
New units received.
Push back. Because otherwise it's gonna have so many of those.
New units received. Enemy commander destroyed.
I'm pushing through. Just need to hold now.
Enemy commander destroyed. It's a bird. It's a plane. Yeah, it's a bird. Aircraft spotted. Friendly commander destroyed.
Missile trucks. The worst.
Enemy commander destroyed. Your least favorite ally has been destroyed. Tier 2 unit spotted.
Amazing. How does he have such good vision?
New units received.
What do you want from me? I'm aware. I'm the one who said it. Fuck off. This guy is always a fuckboy and I hate playing with him. Unfortunately, he plays more games than anyone else in the game.
Enemy commander destroyed. Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
I guess that's a trend
New
as
units
well.
received. New units received.
Why is everybody on wait command? I'm broke. That's the problem. I don't know why I'm building this.
Low power. Construct additional energy.
My other commander's back. Now have two. Wind at 3. I want all this back.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed. Enemy commander destroyed. Enemy commander has been annihilated.
What a mess.
So that's how it ends.
Not dying. Key strategy. Trying to help when people share units with you? I mean, it depends. Like, sending units to the front can be helpful, but sending, like, having random... Essentially sending units from your front and expecting me to micro them. I was barely holding it together. Commentating on this game looks more fun than playing. Have you seen me play StarCraft? This game is more stressful. It might seem slower, but it's more stressful than StarCraft. Because in StarCraft, you can have a build that you can follow on like autopilot. Here, you can have a build, but literally every second you could be doing more. And since it's almost always like 8v8, you have all those like there's so much, and you can't always actually do more, but there's even more responsibility. But yeah, this is anyone who thinks this is slower than StarCraft may literally be right in terms of like the units, but in terms of the sheer amount of stuff happening, it is completely wrong. What the hell happened? So there's a mini map. It's in the top left-hand corner. But if you look in the mini map, you'll have seen that the other half of the team just straight up won. Which is why I was just trying to live desperately. Can you not just relax when playing Error Tech? Oh. You're that person. If you relax while playing Error Tech, it makes it even worse for everyone else. You can when you are tech. Yeah, if you're that person, everyone hates you, by the way. Just FYI. Can't you just chill when you're the person that everyone else is relying on in order to maintain some semblance of map control and economy? Where having even like a 30-second advantage on the other team can be game-winning, which is something that almost no other position can have. A lot of people conflate chill with not actively fighting the whole time.
Would you turn off the stream and choose a starting location?
The chillest position is the front. Because at least it's relatively similar each time. Yes, there's a lot of different details, but you're locked into a certain style and set of events and a relatively low tier set of units. And your scope is relatively low. Whereas tech or air, you have to cover the entire map, which is quite large. All right, we'll give him one more chance to survive. Like, I don't have enjoy playing C. I don't have early moments of the games. Any suggestions? I do not have suggestions. What I like to do is, if there's water on the map, wonder why I joined that map, and then 2, blame the player that was forced into playing the sea. Ooh, come closer to 3rd max. Good idea.
So it begins.
Yeah. What I love is people telling me in real time how to play a real-time strategy game. It's like, but it's your first action. Yes. First thing I saw from you. You see, if I listen to them this time with that tone, then they're gonna expect me to listen in the future. Some people will take the hint, most won't, but you know what? At least I have plausible deniability. Hmm.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Yeah, it's a plane. Aircraft spotted.
What? You can still hit it with ticks? Amazing. Also, somehow we're facing the same guy again. No, he's just running by with the ticks. Alright. I don't like having to build extra turret. I don't have to, but I'm gonna regret it more if I don't.
Construct additional energy.
Alright, I think we can start advanced.
Enemy commander destroyed. Tier 2 unit spotted.
Perfect. Yeah. Here we go again. No way I can get to T2, so. All I can do is stall out against far superior economy. Well, hopefully he undercuts everything. And I can take advantage of that. Fuck it, we don't have time for this. Just lame.
Enemy commander has been annihilated.
Same game plan. Just don't die. Live the thug life. Does he have radar with him? He's not firing at me like he does. He's firing blind here.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Yeah, he has. If I can take out his radar bot, then he won't see me.
Your least favorite ally has
What are you
been
doing up
destroyed.
there, bro?
Enemy commander has been annihilated.
Thank you. Yeah, I've barely done any damage. I've taken plenty, but
New units received. power. Construct additional energy.
Back off for now. Get the turret. Okay, that's not happening.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
That's
Your
unfortunate.
least favorite ally has been destroyed. Air transport identified.
Two versus one? That was 3. To be fair, though, Crimson was not doing much, but I have 1 constructor left. Ah, just in time.
I'm uncertain you deserve that.
New units received.
It's certainly a play.
Enemy commander has been annihilated.
Thanks. Otherwise, we're just feeding commanders. Do I still have any, Let's try to get this done. Is it not in range? Oh, the...
New units received.
We're pulling it together.
Enemy commander destroyed. New units received. New units received. No power.
Making it as difficult as possible.
New units received. Overflowing metal. How generous.
Where's my regular construction bot? Here. Because, actually, I was gonna get the fusion. I have the metal. I don't have anything else. That's my commander. Deja vu. I've got all these grunts. Might as well.
New units received.
Thank you for patching me up.
New units received.
All right. Commander number 2. Welcome back. I think a mammoth to defend my base. I never get them, so I want to make sure I have it. Bring my commanders.
Your
Pew,
dedication
pew, pew,
will
so.
be rewarded.
Glad you still enjoy
Okay, I just don't enjoy it.
YouTube.
But only YouTube, though. Send in the fleet of Resbot. And then I can bring the army together. I'm just in time to get killed again. My babies! We're gonna have a quota of 10 respots, alright? That's what I'll do. That's how we're handling this.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Mammoths have a surprisingly huge range as well. Important to note. Turn off quota. Turn on repeat. Throw some grunts in. Getting rid of some of the basic solars. My mammoths are very slowly making it across. I don't know how useful Sheldons would be here. I think it's a spamming situation. I'm upping the quota to 20 response. You gotta be careful which mode you're on. Bastis. Oh, the, That's the transport.
They've got at least one tier 3 unit.
Oh, that could be used for the mammoth, eh?
Enemy commander destroyed.
Let's bring this over here. Bringing the anti-air up closer. Oh, I rezzed the flak turret. Totally intentional. My mammoth has arrived. We're gonna build the push off that. We have so much tier 3 here. This is problematic. I'm just gonna pause the other stuff for a bit. Knocking out a lot of his air. Not breaking through that way, but the mammoth is definitely
Commander has been annihilated.
helping. Ooh. Lay down some mines. Try to distract the vanguard. We're gonna have the Razorbacks as well.
Enemy commander destroyed.
I think it's time to unpause here. No. And quota of 35 Resbots. I can't tell if those lasers are coming from me or him, but gonna go this way. Best we're gonna get here. Thanks for the razors. They're gonna be so distracted by this, they'll ignore the fiends.
Your least favorite ally has
Oh,
been destroyed.
yeah, nukes.
Commander destroyed.
Res flak turret. I think it's dead at this point, but
So that's
who needs
how it
tier
ends.
3 when they have tier 3? My role as getting punched in the face repeatedly is once again, unfortunately, a success. I successfully got bullied for long enough for everyone. Well,
I am uncertain you deserve that.
it had to be me. Somebody else might just leave the game, blame their team, and cause a total loss. Thank you, Heaven. It was just, well, believe it or not, being the punching bag against 3 players who are all technically higher ranked. Well, maybe not all of them. By like a decent margin. Is not like the most it's satisfying to succeed. But is it a fun experience? We need a next map rotation that, well, there's all that whatevers. There's Supreme, and then there's like the 5 other accepted maps. This is technically there.
Hell, it's about
Thank you, Commander.
time.
There's something about if somebody picks a map, well, that's different. But if it randomly rolls the map, then okay. That's the mindset. If it randomly rolls the map that was picked. How do you do the separations and you put the mines? The same as you do anything. Alt, Shift, Control, Alt, Z, and X. Can check my tips video for more on that. That's also used for, well, it's used for anything. The spacing. It's just things like mines and wind turbines are probably the most common. Why is it that whenever somebody loads into the game at significantly higher rank, I already have them ignored? I don't even know why, but it's so consistent. Got a bad feeling about this.
So it begins.
Well, I know why. It's more of a rhetorical. Some games and genre have more or less. Oh, all do. It's just like in StarCraft, you don't talk to them unless you for some reason keep general chat open if you're a masochist. But a game that you can queue up your build for the first minute or so and have 15 other people as a captive audience is a recipe for something. It's not even necessarily toxic. It's just like, this would have been edgy when I was in high school, and some people seem like they're still there. It's been 15 years, bro. Oh my god. It has.
It's a bird. a
Like,
plane.
at some points,
Yeah, it's a plane.
I want to
Aircraft
be
spot.
like the example, but I'm not much better. I'm a different kind of toxic, which is like aggressive, like passive aggression. I'm not gonna outright tell you you're the worst player ever and you should quit playing. But I will just remove myself from the situation because I realized, honestly, not too long ago that I don't actually have to put myself through that. And this is why we don't ladder as much in SC2. Like, there's nothing forcing me to put myself through that. That's actually a sick move right there. And also, I learned quite a while ago I'm better at talking about games than, you know, playing them. By percentile. Because even if you're rank 50, there are 49 people better. But there are 49 people dedicated to no-lifing YouTube? Maybe. It is not really supporting my case, but the point's there. Alright. He'll always be number 35 to me. Punching above my weight. I mean, I still play. I remember back in early SC2 where, like, if a caster wasn't GM, people were like, how can they even ever talk about anything related to the game ever? Like, how dare they? The hubris. And now, I take a lot more inspiration from actual, you know, sportscasters than, esports. Depends on the type of caster. Yeah. Well, esports has never been profitable, so. I think it was when, like, the MLG days when we were trying to be literal sports, like ESPN level on TV. I don't think it's the same thing. We have technology. Esports is not sports, but yeah, I think a lot comes. My mom, an elementary school teacher, all right, dealing with and I got some of that secondhand or firsthand, I guess. So that prepared me to deal with the internet, and still does. More so, it feels every day. Like a bunch of children who can't control themselves when they want to say things and distract one another with their own inane sort of, but like usually well-meaning, but misguided and easily distracted entertainment, while still being nominally educational. This is not a... Wait, if I put the rockets up here, can they fire down easily? Let's see. Mm-hmm. We'll just leave those rockets up there, I think. Respectfully, most of the people who watch this game aren't kids. Yeah, but obviously they can't pick up on context clues. So, that makes them very much like elementary school children. Case in point.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
I'm contextually offended. You see, by acknowledging that, you shouldn't be. Somewhat confusingly, but well said. It is those who should be offended that unfortunately are not. Well, we're puzzling that one out. Snarky VA? Yeah, what's up with that? Well, who is this VA?
The whole team is wasting metal.
Hmm.
Turn off the stream. Choose a starting location.
As long as you treat them as kids, they'll keep acting childish. What? The fucking man babies that play most games in competitive multiplayer? Not most. I always loved the, well, if you didn't treat them like they were being dickheads, they'd stop. It's like, I treated them like they were being dickheads because they started as dickheads. If I wasn't treating them like a child, I'd treat them at face value. It's like, if you weren't so mean to me, then I wouldn't be so childish. It's like, all right.
Friendly commander destroyed.
Well said. It is fair, though. Back when I cared about my StarCraft rank a little bit, people arguing about the differences between, like, another 100 or 200 MMR or certain matchups or whatever. Easy to get very salty about by people who are coming at it from a completely different direction. Now I'm like, okay, I'm still technically in Masters, and so is every other Bronze player who doesn't understand why.
Favorite ally has been destroyed.
Whatever. Well, that looks bad. Anyways, my point is I'm not going to be the crusader to try to turn around the core player base of any game. That's what this started with.
So that's how it ends.
One, I'm not your day 9 level example. And also, two, I might use Day 9 as an example, but I point out that when Day 9 did StarCraft, he never played the game on stream. And he stopped after it started dropping off in popularity. Which, I mean, you lose interest in things, but that's the best example I can come up with, and it's not a very good one. Like, I think that was the key part of maintaining this aura of positivity. Is, never actually playing the game. Alright, good luck, everybody. When's the 1v1 arc? Oh, I don't like 1v1 very much. Might be like, well, what do you like? I like Raft. SimCity player at heart? Yeah? I do, like, on paper, I like 8v8. It's very hard to... I actually think the best version of the game is 4v4. But a big problem is the communism. Alright. Them damn commies. So it's so by far clearly the best option to, in many cases, use, like, that... like, resource sharing and build power coordination. Like... I think the more and more popular and the more competitive matches get, like, I keep coming back to SC2 with it, right? Where Uthermal put on the first major 2v2 tournament in probably a few years. And the winning strategy in the finals was feeding a Protoss player resources the moment you were able to, which is like 4 minutes in the game, and going mass carrier at like 5 minutes. So much so, by the second tournament, we moved it out to 8 minutes. Alright, and that's StarCraft, where you can only share resources, you can only do it after a few minutes. As opposed to being able to share all your resources. It's not an exact parallel, but it was exactly one tournament it took for these top players with an incentive to figure out sharing a bunch of resources and having one player build up to the point that no one else can compete with them is clearly the best strategy. Bar is slightly different, but in many ways worse. Like, from the very start, because in StarCraft you can't speed up a building by adding build power, okay? You can't, like, pump out units any faster by adding that build power, so you can't pile on as many, things as quickly. But, like, to me, and I try not to, like, make it too obvious, I guess we're getting into it now, that to me it's very clearly the best way. Like, having just 2 people on one of the teams do that know what they're doing, gives them a massive advantage. Like, it is... And you don't want the entire team to do it, necessarily. Like, you don't want to put 8 players into one, is not what I'm saying, but, like, having one player be a minute ahead on any sort of tech is clearly a massive advantage. This is pretty much what happens in every bar turning. Like, yeah. It's not even like a theory crafting, like, what if I just rush battle cruisers every game sort of thing. It's right there. So, thank you, Seven. One time it may work, the next time it may not. It's a toss-up, but the whatever strategy you do is going to be better if you do it a minute quicker. Right? We can spectate, maybe. Yeah. Have you tried Smolders? I played Smolders all yesterday. I like it better. No, not casting here. Spectating, which is mostly just criticizing players who are better than me. If both teams do it, it's effectively a 1v1. I don't think I'd get rid of it, but I'd maybe in your... I think Bar has a lot of opportunity to... Like, part of it is the freedom of it, but like I feel like there was a lot of pushback in putting the positions on the map. Like, this is where you should start, just because that kind of... Even though it's clearly where you should, and people get mad at you if you don't, but like putting it on the map makes it feel like there's role playing going on now. Like, I would probably, I don't know, like, I think part of it is, unlike in StarCraft, buildings are very fragile. I guess in StarCraft workers are fragile, but like, you can lose your entire economy to like 5 ticks in really, really fast, like 15 seconds. They can run through everything if you're slightly out of position, which is good and bad. The fact that like a single tick can take out a metal extractor quickly and reliably. It takes some adjustment. Kicked my ass as in didn't die immediately. That counts. I like this version. I like the mini wave version. Let's see. What are they at? 22 minute? Oh wait, is this the Sweat Gamers? We're gonna... So I beat 3 last time. We're going to 5. Which, yeah, 3 was not the easiest. It was not a comfortable win, but it was a win. What is endless? Oh yeah, the queens just keep coming after the first wave. All right. So we're starting. Do I want to try that? The Cortex Commander's still too strong. Also, Again, I gotta point this out every time. You can join a lobby and play against the AI while you're waiting for the lobby. Probably one of the best, just basic, should be default features in any game. So I can wait for that lobby
Turn off the
of a
stream and
Shut
choose
up!
a starting location.
Who am I looking at? And remember, I wanna point this out as well. The more I complain, well, if I complain about a game yet I keep playing it, it's either 1, Stockholm Syndrome, or 2, because I enjoy it. And I only complain because those are the things that annoy me. And I don't complain about things that don't annoy me because they don't annoy me. Positivity streamer. What's the difference between core and arm? So on this mode, the commander that has the most unique feature is Armada, where you build turrets at the rank of your commander. So the rank of a turret increases its DPS in many cases, in this mode, in the Nutty B mode specifically. So that is the big bonus of Armada. But the Cortex commander is the best, like, just basic damage commander. Its D-gun is like a big plasma laser that crushes everything in medium range. Legion has the highest DPS, I believe, overall, but is the most fragile. Can't really tank a queen. Cortex and Armada, I think, can both tank queens pretty well. Armada has like a revolver D-gun with limited ammo. Cortex has the D-gun on a cooldown. I think Cortex right now is the best fighting commander. And since you can build all the factions economy, really you're just picking that commander, so. Is there a location that has all the info in the Nutty B mod? So when you join a Nutty B lobby, there's this link right here that shows up. I will for you just open the link and copy paste it, and that link will have a way to set up the mod into a guide on it as well that you can follow. And there's also a Discord channel on it if you're into that. But essentially this is like super duper uber hard mode, no metal extractor, but we play on a big flat plate. Alright. So, Cortex, fighting commander, Armada, sniping, Legion is like DPS support. I don't see many people picking the Legion commander at the moment, because remember, you can still just get LRPCs from everything, so.
So it begins.
I keep trying to do this with the comm, but it seems not to take sometimes. The full spread there. One more. Which is repeat repair command. And repair includes building, because you're repairing an unfinished building to full. Wait, no. Wrong. I want Armada. We gotta reclaim. I don't lose much time here, but that's not ideal. So I can just bring the comment over here too.
No power.
It should have been enough power. What have I done? Well, we'll start with the tier 2 turbines immediately here. Armada has the cheapest turbines. I'm just going to use this as the infrastructure area. Reclaiming. We're going to convert all the way down. Attach my drones to one of the construction turrets. This was definitely not the most efficient. Wind and Rosa 2 so they wouldn't chain react. Yes, I do know that. But in this mode, building as quickly as possible. If you had watched my tips video, I would have told you that exact tip, which is maybe where you learned it. Some offense. Positivity streamer. One more, and now we reclaim the lab. I used to care about chain reactions in this, but here we're just min-maxing, and honestly, if I get hit, I'm screwed anyways. That's the thought process. Not a fun thought process, but it's the thought process. I got kicked in 5 minutes because I had no idea how the UI worked. You then uninstalled the game. Well, if you're not willing to spend more than 5 minutes trying to figure it out, I'll be honest, that was a dick move by them, but it's probably not the game for you. Did everyone a favor. Like, I'm here bitching, and I don't think the UI is perfect, and I think many of the people who play it are pretty toxic and problematic. I'm still playing. Like, feels so intuitive and smooth. I'm breaking my brain like the other ones. Honestly, I think this is easier to learn if you haven't dedicated a lot of time to other RTS, especially competitively. Like if you haven't played a ton of Age of Empires or Starcraft or Warcraft, because it's completely different. Like it is almost an entirely different. It's effectively a different genre. The same strategic principles apply, and almost none of the mechanics do. Which is why I think a lot of people who, like, I actually have to unlearn. I have to completely rethink a lot of things just to play. Especially the fact that the biggest one coming from, like, Blizzard RTS is construction time being so incredibly variable, and the fact that you spend your money over time. Like in all Blizzard RTS and Age of Empires, for the most part, you spend your money and then it's spent. All right, you queued up 5 knights or marines, right? But here, you have not yet paid for those knights.
Your dedication will be
okay.
rewarded.
You have put in an order to pay for them whenever your construction facility gets to, right? And that is a whole different thing. It's actually, despite being, honestly, arguably, there's even only one resource, which is metal, and energy is not like Vespene gas, because it's different, all right? It just is. And that takes some wrapping your head around. I like the new, so there's some new songs, by the way, on the soundtrack. I think this is one of them. Low Light, and it's like an album almost. There's like several of them. They give me a very almost like a homeworld vibe. Let's see, I'll play Oh yes, the interludes. Are they new? I swear they're new.
So it begins.
Yeah, at some point your build time gets limited by your ability to like move your constructors or the units away, which is also very interesting. Also, the soundtrack being original and non-copyright is kind of insane. It's another part of the volunteer things, including the voice acting.
Overflowing metal. How generous. So it begins.
Bar paid me significantly less than Blizzard did. Infinitely less, actually.
Tactical pause.
Where's the one I was just
So it
listening?
begins.
Hero 1 early access? Yes, I am. I'm excited. I hope they update this. That was a big thing. Is the sounds are just bad. Like, they're not even, like, not good. They're bad. Like, that is by far my biggest, like, issue with the game. It is, honest. It's just bad. Like, and I don't like to outright say it's just the quality and the just sounds themselves. It'd be better to just not have them in many cases. I think they're an active detriment. I'm a big sucker for sound design and soundtrack, and like that's why I played AoE4 for so long despite hating it in many ways. I think it's pretty good, but also there were so many things that I really did not like. It's like it's just punches so far above its weight class in sound design and soundtrack. Yeah, like the basic machine gun sounds and stuff. Like, if it had the Juggernaut sound from Bar for the Tachyon lasers or whatever, well, there you go. Like, Bar isn't perfect, but most of the sounds are at least fitting. They're not all incredible. Like, but many of them are, though. Many of them are iconic as well. Between, like, the Juggernaut and a lot of the Legion stuff is really solid. Many of the laser weapons. A lot of the shotgun-based sort of projectile weapons are good as well. Plasma cannons. They're good. Is what I'm saying. Recognizable, which is important, and also entertaining. They almost always end up going up the top side, so. Yeah, honestly, I've been looking every like once a month I go back and I look at Elite Dangerous, like, do I want to pretend to be a space trucker for another week or two before realizing this game is literally the definition of space and that it has nothing in it? And then I decide usually,
Tactical pause.
they're trying, apparently they're trying like a new wave setup as well. I might have to solo that. No, I need to tech up from the bot lab so I can get the... Are you attack? Oh, there we are. Oh, it's air to start. Yeah. Always. And all the air goes from... Keep forgetting the rockets. Wait, rockets can't hit air. Right? Wait, the name is Raptor Boomer? I forgot that all the turrets get reworked for it. I just didn't realize that was the literal name. There he goes. He fucking boomed me, bro. The perimeter turrets help deal with it all. We're starting to claw back the basic constructors there as well. Quota. Should be okay for a while. Like this. Get the Junos. Ah, those are the... So those are the banelings that the Junos deal with. Includes EMP and, like, normal damage. But either way, very good not to be dealing with if you don't have to. Construction bot. Bringing the other one up. He's here to protect the sides. I need him. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of radar at the sides just to make sure nothing sneaks by before I get the gantry.
Tactical pause. So it begins.
All right, keep scaling. Drag out the attack. Ah, move back. No reason to be out there. The commander, yes. But for now, focus on continually. We're trying a different block setup here. Oof. Gonna have another big set of conversion. We're doing the full blocks. I don't think it's better, but it's easier to set up at least.
Tactical pause.
We're just asking so I know how much to emotionally commit to this match. Because their match will be slower. Can you explain the meta? So, here's the situation. Early on, I'm in the corner. I'm playing solo, so it's a little different. Like, I put defenses around the edges, which cuts into the economy. But, so, this is Nutty B Raptors mode, which means you can't build metal extractors. That's the key one. So everything must be done by energy conversion and by collecting metal from the raptors, which are a huge source of it, by the way. And scaling up your economy. The economy works like it does in the normal game, with the exception that you have tier 2 and tier 3 economy. But you have the wind turbines, fusion. Since we always play on full metal plate, there's always 25 wind, which is incredible. In-fucking-credible, all right? Makes it almost as maybe not as efficient to build fusions as it is to build wind turbines, but the intent is to make the wind turbines very good. The tier 2 wind turbines are 250 energy apiece, so it's 10 times the energy, and it is 10 times the cost, but only 4 times the space. So making blocks of each of these is 1,000. So, and the reason you do that instead of building fusions, one is because if you build fusions early against the raptors when you have teammates, it draws a ton of aggro, possibly too much. And two, the upfront investment, like it costs 9,700 for an advanced fusion, costs almost 10 times that for the epic fusion. That's going to take a long while to pay off. Also, the build points needed are quite high. I'm not sure if we can see the actual build points. That's just the, is that the build points or the HP on the left side? I don't know. But each building has a certain amount of build points it needs, and that determines how fast you can build it as well. Like 16,000 for the wind turbines, for example. Basic construction turret 5,300, other one 21,000, etc., etc. And the fusions have a it roughly correlates with the amount spacebar while hovering over. That works on. What about grid? Anyways, but the point is, the amount of time and effort to invest in the fusions is something you have to factor in. Like, you're not going to have that much metal early, especially since you need to have defenses. So getting the wind turbines is the way to go. So my plan is get like 70. Usually you end up in the corner at least with like 60 to 80k energy of wind turbines, which roughly translates, since each of these converts 6,000 to 10 to 12 energy converters, because remember, you use energy for everything else, so you're not converting all of it. And then hope you have the defenses ready for everything while you start building the super fusions. But it's relatively simple, just working out the exact build. It's just build a bunch of wind turbines and a reasonable amount of converters alongside it. All right. And then at the front, eventually kind of work this out by just copying other people. But I'm using the Cortex. So construction turrets can form a wall better than a wall. A wall the Raptors don't care about, and tier 1 walls cannot be repaired either. They're just literally to make sure they don't just run by you. Raptors will take the shortest path most of the time. If you hard wall off, they'll go straight through tower defense style. But there are some that will specifically try to circumvent it. So, but the quad guard turrets can fire over the top of the rocket turrets and end up being quite a combo. The shields are for a wide array of things, but mostly including the mortars. We want to make sure that it includes acid mortars, which can just melt through all your defenses. The Junos are for dealing with Baneling, sort of explosive kamikaze units that are scout units like ticks and can blow up your whole base. And then we just kind of keep building up as it gets higher up in the evolution in the top right. At about 70%, the mini queens start spawning, so you need even heavier artillery. Like long-range plasma cannons and a brain. And I keep expanding outwards here because when those queens die, they explode. Both the mini queens and the larger queens. So the idea is parts of my base will probably explode. Let's try not to make it most of my base. And then, of course, anti-air continually being scaled up and all that.
So it begins.
Solo Masters Raptor closer they are billions, make terrain a bigger part. You can play this on any map. It's not map dependent. It's just a modifier to the enemies on the map. So you could play it on a map that has other sorts of resources built into it or other like economic settings. But right now we're just playing the modifier to the map, Nutty B. We're not playing the Nutty B map. Because there is no nut. we now have... No, no. A blueprint. We're gonna start building them over here as well. Oh, the banelings are starting on the right side. Gonna start getting some lightning turrets over there as well. Now, blueprints are faction specific, somewhat annoyingly, but it does make sense. So that means I'm not going to be able to use the same for the Armada stuff. I mean, the Armada doesn't necessarily have the same turrets and all that. We're building a lot. Maybe too quickly. I think the 9 turret groups are completely overkill.
Tactical pause. Setting games.
How many build points do these? Yeah, 350,000 build points for the epic energy converters. Definitely not the cheapest thing. Gonna reclaim some of the basic ones. And we get some more e-storage. Honestly, I think the storage pays off, especially in this where I can't really somewhat paradoxically afford to not store. Let's get the gantry here. Need to get, I'm actually gonna get a couple satellites.
Tactical pause.
Looks like they're failing. We're gonna be jumping into that next one, applying some of our... I am liking the solo mode as well. And by solo mode, I mean just kind of... So, I'm playing with about a quarter of the Raptors, as they usually have in 12-player. So, if you do the math, that's still plenty. It's just I have space for activities. Which is nice. Or might be 5 times less. Either way, we have 1/12 of the players, but significantly more than 1/12 of the Raptors. It's just if they're all going into my incredibly efficient setup.
Confirmed.
Thank you, Gabe.
Automatically relaying. Thanks.
I do enjoy.
Tactical pause. So it
I'll get a
begins.
notification. I'm just scared I'll miss it. I do still need to reinforce the front because that's where most of the Raptors will go. This is just covering the side. And blueprints last between games. I can use them in the next multiplayer game as long as it has the same unit. It's a little unwieldy because if you have multiple blueprints, you kind of just cycle through them. It's not a perfect system, but it does work. Get off my lawn. When does Brenda show up? Starting at 70%. Her followers start to show. But also there's the timer in the top right. But nowadays, that just means the final wave, not the every queen wave. How much is that? 2.5 million?
Tactical pause.
Yeah.
So it begins.
2.5 million build points for the main thingy, the epic fusion rather.
It's about time.
The main thingy, you know, that one. We spread these out because of the EMP raptors. The Junos take care of the mainlings, but later on there's raptors that do EMP attacks like so. In fact, I may need to rethink the blueprint in general. Honestly, the best way would just be... Well, this blueprint is not going to be nearly as good with players because I don't have this sort of space to work with.
Tactical pause.
So,
So it begins.
a raptor game with you sometime. I'd recommend jumping in on a raptor game with anyone sometime, so that way you aren't a complete liability who dies the moment the first wave comes. But otherwise, the games are public. I don't host the lobbies usually because there's a tendency to be people with more enthusiasm than experience. Thank you, Brildo Swaggins, for 3 months in advance. Thank you for that anticipation and generosity. Also, usually it's the developers of the mod hosting and messing with stuff in a good way, to be clear. Like, but the key to this game is that the developers are players, otherwise they wouldn't be developers. Nobody's getting paid. All right, people just want good games for the fans. You get paid by having a fun game mode to play and having people play it, which is, it's fun. There go the banelings. That's why we build the Junos once again. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord. She coming. Come here. It's blasting time. Get off my lawn! I thought they were dead. That's a wrap. 7. Are you going to win? 30 minutes ago. Unlikely. 10 minutes ago. That's a wrap. 2 minutes ago. It's over. Game is still going. Classic. Now I have the satellites. We can put one over to this side, one over here. They can get hit by air, but... we're going to get each of the labs here. Trying to make sure I have the tier 3 turrets near the front. Those are good for latching onto the commander as well. Quota, Cortex, Quota, Legion, Quota, Armada. Let me just salvage that. Some super shields.
Tactical pause.
Oh, it's finally actually over. Wait, is it? Yes. End game notification. So, good setup here. I think I got a good shot of taking out the queens. Not that we're gonna know, but alright. Did they win? Despite... Okay, so... Raptors won. Total damage, does that say 225 million? That is... that is like 100 million more than I've ever seen. Raptor nukes are off? Yes. Now, instead of nukes, it sends mini queens. And for more, they're messing with it. Were nukes too easy to counter? I mean, I don't know if it was that, but they just feel kind of like a cop-out. It was to add a certain level of, like, difficulty, but... so, not that long ago, it was just one queen was the end boss. And you just up the HP, like, 10 times. Like... But now it's more Raptor thematic. Instead of a bunch of, like, long-range nukes, they have mini bosses. And also, I feel like it felt kind of shitty to lose because a nuke slipped through, or like what would happen is sometimes you defend pretty well and then some anti-nuke got taken out by just a random explosion and then the nuke wipes you out. Doesn't feel as fair, I guess, as getting run over by queens, which you signed up for, by the way. Like, if you get run over by ever stronger waves of raptors, that's why we're here. Okay? That's the point. Mm-hmm. Euro 61. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Much like in SC2, whenever you see a player who's clearly very experienced, it's better than even chance that they have no idea why they're here, but pretty sure he's played some of this before. It's not nearly as decisive as SC2, where arcade players never play a ranked game. Like, being in a lobby and having 2 players on your team with ranked borders is a death sentence, like in Direct Strike or something. Because you know they're not committing their life to being toxic Direct Strike players. Does Bar have a strong theming between its factions? Not really. Legion, so I'm speaking from second-hand experience. I never played Total Annihilation, but the Armada and Cortex factions are increasingly loosely based on the factions from Total Annihilation. And they have similar units and similar vibes. Like, they have some distinctly different, especially high-tech units, but it is not... It's like the difference between Raynor and Swan and co-op. Whereas Legion is significantly different. It's still not like an entire new race. They still have the same basic... Like, there's a basic set of units that each player or each faction has that cover certain roles. And they're all relatively similar. But Legion is the first one to go in a very different direction with how they cover those roles. Because it is a completely original faction. Not based on any previous games. Though, obviously, still filling those roles. So, Legion, I still wouldn't put it, like, as, like, the difference between Zerg and Protoss. But it's significantly further off. Like, if the difference between Armada and Cortex is like 10% different between Terran and Protoss, Legion's like 40%. Based off TA, I've heard different things. You can go to the Beyond All Reason site and read. where it has a frequently asked questions page. Alright, also fun fact, several of the devs both work on this game and 0K, for those wondering who stole from who. Huge Evo. Alright. So that is what I was seeing in the solo version of those huge EMP ground armies. You know what? I'm gonna move up like this. I like the idea of having the base turret up a little closer. So we're gonna do that. And then huge economy south.
So it begins. Tactical pause.
Wait. Don't erase my map marks. I remembered in time. I need my now default. Make sure the converter's dragged. He let the dogs out? Who? They're gonna farm? Interesting.
Low power. Construct additional energy.
Yeah, I'm going. We've gone too many directions. Need to start reclaiming this. But once I have that, we can go here. That's the sacred path here. What? Interesting. They're gonna Archon mode.
A player has been added to the game.
Which is... takes a certain setup to be even technically possible. What are you doing? Just chilling. Get these. They're gonna start farming, so I'm gonna making sure I have some basic turrets to start. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Keep a look at metal produced. See if it's worth. Keep changing up the cost of or return on things. Construction bot, move! Holy shit. Why are you like this? Troubling. Gonna go up and help with this. Are they still farming? How's it going? Looks worth. I mean, there's the cost of building everything out there, though, as well, that you gotta factor in. Like another few thousand. No faith here. Stockpiling. We're gonna overbuild the first wave, even if it's a little costly. Tie the drones in over here. Why is this taking so long? Oh, I guess the initial build cost is pretty high. Tie the drones back to these because clearly I need the build power here. This is not building as fast as I need it to. And so it began. Getting the flak. It's a lot of air. Even though most of it is scouts in this case. All right, more flak turret. Which means no damage, but that covers for things that eventually do damage. So much. Let's see. How much more metal? Lot more. It wasn't that bad. Make sure we just have the flag set up. Get one. Wait, what? No, not the artillery. It's supposed to be a basic turret. Gotta make sure nothing sneaks by here. I'm gonna start trading out the early converters as well. Did I not get any Juno? Move this out. We may, at some point, need to think about this side, but okay for now. Reclaiming. Maybe I can use that blueprint. Bring me their goodies. Oh, who are these?
Friendly commander destroyed.
Honestly, no. That should be enough, especially with my setup. Give me that metal. Juicy. Ah! You have to hit 3 hotkeys to bring out the converters. Ooh, hello. That was a bit spicy. I think I lost the construction bot over there. He's building him on the outside. The converter. Interesting. I mean the construction turret, not the converter. I see. Yeah. I'm doing the more kind of spread out setup. Make sure it's in range of the others. He's already starting his super fusion, which I should think about soon. I'm gonna add a couple more to the quota.
Overflowing metal.
No! I don't want to be generous. I want to be rich. So let's just stockpile more. Hoard it. Like a dragon. Oh yeah, we have the launchers too. I feel like this mode would be fun with no grace period. Yeah, that's totally a plausible mode that no one plays because they don't play this mode to be feeling like multiplayer where you're under pressure from the 0-second mark. Maybe for people who don't understand it and are just watching, it would be more entertaining though. To be fair. Those raptors bouncing off the shield. Hmm? What, you can't degun them yourself? Did he lose his comm? Oh, he's just come on the other side to defend, I think. We need to get some of these in order to beat back the, well, most of it. We're gonna just use this space for my air labs. Make sure I have some of each. Start getting the Cortex shields. You can't shift click a fight command with a build command because the fight command will just be permanent. Oh, what the fuck? What is this mess? I jam a gantry in there. And a Legion gantry too. I should put the Legion gantry over here. Holy shit balls. Shields, please. More shields. What happened to my Cortex flight assist? Did I not build one? I swear I did. There's a Cortex construction turret right there. Did I delete it somehow? It's possible. Genius. He has the LRPCs here. I'm coming. I'm out here. Come and get me. No, me. Well, that's gonna be a pain. All right. Target. I'm a big boy, I can handle it. Stand still. No close. No close. That's good. That's a good spot. Thank you. Thank you. So kind. No, I accidentally ate my Legion con. Of course I did. Another queen. No, got her. Why are you so far out? Not too far over. Getting the tier 3 storages. We're still using all that for metal though. Like, start working on this. I was debating starting to salvage the wind turbines, but we're not quite there yet. like the contrast on that. There. Minute. All right. Where is... I feel like I keep accidentally salvaging. We'll just quota an air constructor on each of these. I keep accidentally salvaging my flying aircraft. Which is not ideal. Suddenly we have everything we want. Where are my legion? Oh, you fools. Where's Commander? He's fine. Starting to build up the plasma cannons. Why did I lose? How do I keep losing these? Oh my. And then the epic pulsar wall. I'm trying. What was this on the ground? What the shit?
Overflowing metal. Generous.
I'm working on it. It's not enough converters. Either.
Overflowing metal. Generous.
What are these EMPs? Those are the EMP bombers. Oops. feel like I've spent too much time on this. Look here. Where am I looking? There's a lot of metal on the ground that I can't use because my build power is too low. I got a lot going, but not quite as much as I would like. No, don't self-destruct. What am I doing? At least it wasn't the fusions, I guess. The fact it's taking this long to salvage means these are going to take forever to finish, but whatever. Good to have goals. Feels like something's fucky with the build power. A little bit. Finally got rid of my metal. Took a little long though. So what is this? Oh my. Quite a setup. They have 1.2 million. Alright, we'll cut out these for now. We already finished up the side. It's a lot of EMP. Consuming as much as I can. We'll see if those walls matter by the end. The epic pulsar walls, which are the strongest, if you turn them off at least, of any wall. She's arrived! Just permanently EMP'd over here. Only 500 kills on the commander feels low. 850k energy. Not great, not terrible. Well, they're gonna get plenty of attention over there, I think. The armies of Commander Kind. Moving forward. Immediate EMP. fill in these just in case. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume this is gonna be EMP'd forever. Of course they are. Tag the comm. I give up on the behemoth. We're just gonna get the LRPCs. Hey! $14,000 units. May need to up that queen count. Though I don't know if the frames can handle it. Becoming resistant to Cortex Commander. Yeah, wonder why. Anyways, I started blasting. %, 2%, explode %. Oof. Another one up there. More breaking through. Almost getting the seconds per frame. Actually, I'm at 30 FPS. It's just the game is at 40% speed. Because everybody, well, enough people are on potatoes that it's trying to accommodate. Five queens dead. How long has the queen's killed line been there? I don't know if that's part of default, but a couple months. Can we at least get one big boom buff? I don't think so. Too strong. We may not like it, but this is what ideal. Hey, get out of the way! Hey! That's a Titan. Alright. They're jammed up in there. I think there's like, We're breaking through. He also did our bulwarks more. No, Epic Pulsars definitely have more HP. Yeah, Bulwarks have 39k, Epic Pulsars have 93k, and I don't know what the damage reduction is, but yeah, he went with the Pulsar wall. GG. Well, 2%. And now the fun begins.
So that's how it works.
No one survives. As is customary. I mean, on one hand, I love the explosions. On the other hand, I kind of want to look at the bases before they explode. But, as is tradition. Too much HP, nothing can kill them. Bring the D. Four players didn't scale nearly as much, yet the rest held. So the Raptors go towards the highest economy. And the Queens as well. So, that is a key point there. So even if they're just chilling and holding from the ones on the side, honestly, you really only need 3 or 4 hard carries for most, unless there's an overwhelming amount of queens. 3 or 4 really scaled players will be enough. But I'm sorry, we gotta call it early today. Because I still have... I'm trying to figure out the turbo cam. I don't know if it's going to be in the next cast. I kind of want it to be in the 50v50 cast. There's a really cool widget that takes... I think it could backfire horribly if I try to add it in to a cast without any experience, so I've been working on that. And of course, more to look at, but if you're watching on the YouTubes, be awesome if you could like and subscribe. Jimmy! Next week is going to be not very many streams. I think I'm gonna stream through like Sunday, and then I'll probably be gone. Not on vacation, just have too much going on. But still videos. Alright, 100% videos. That's what we're all here for. Alright, this is just like a video, but more drawn out and saltier. So, but thank you for watching. Smash that like button if you're somewhere you can. Otherwise, I will make your day a little bit better. I hope to see you next time. See you soon. I will see you on probably Friday. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.